photo bashing and Blender for make painting directly. You know, use Jace wants to start. Only to people who are here. Alright. Cool, that's fun. Sorry for being late. How's it going, Angel? And Steph. Alright, we don't have any pre-planned questions really, so I'm just asking myself these questions really to see if I can figure them out with you. Basically, I also want to explore a technique of Ian Hubert's 3D photo bashing, and I'm also working on using the VSE, or the video sequencer editor, as a mood board for visual, animatic, and art direction. And Slink asks, why? Oh, why not? I'll just record this in case this is interesting for anyone. So basically what I have done is I've unfurled a script and I've edited it to a new animatic using the add-ons that I explained over the past couple of weeks to unfurl scripts. And yeah, the start of the animation starts in space. So I've got the entire animation planned out with all the shots and the scenes. I also have organized all of my city areas. So I have like a city, a space shot with like a moon colony or something, a dream, and different parts of the city. I also dug up like a couple hundred images of references that I have stored over the years, and digging up ones that I don't have just in case, to kind of get a color key, kind of an idea of how I want to like make things. So the idea is, okay, so I'm going to edit these references into an animatic, just to get a general idea of how the animation may look in my mind. It's kind of like I'm doing machine learning, but the human way, by feeding myself information. How do people make sci-fi cities? How do people think up moon colony? How do I think up the center of the city? How do people do film noir? What does a club look like? What kind of lighting should I work with? How do people booing the DJ look like? You know, what kind of shots am I going to do? So that's what I'm practically working on right now. And my theory is, right now I've just started working on the first shot here. So my question is the video sequencer editor for making mood boards into an animatic using the unfurled script worth it? I would say yes. Because then you get a timing of the ideas that you want and like kind of plan out your shots while you visualize them before you've even done it, which is kind of nice. So I think it's a good idea. Just get your ideas in there as the camera flows down towards the planet. Maybe this will go about here, and this one will go here, and then it goes into the atmosphere. So you find like a shadow, the camera tilts down into like some city area like this, and then when it floats towards the planet past the clouds. So I'm going to find some shots where I have some clouds, and it makes life a little bit quicker and easier to just quickly visualize an animatic without needing to draw anything, so that I can ultimately direct storyboard artists or even myself to start conceptualizing my ideas. Oh dear, that's okay, Andrew. I'll see you later. Alright, we got some new people here today as well, so that's nice. So, I kind of answered my own question here. Is it kind of worth doing this? Yeah, I guess so. Camera jumps through the clouds. So my next question I want to ask you guys, has anyone here used the grease pencil? Hello Thomas, I'm glad it's your first time here. You haven't? Okay. Well, do you want me to give you a quick tour to see if we can combine the next question? Alright, let's do it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, compared to Krita or something like a typical painting software, I just pushed it to its limits a little bit right now, concerning how much I can do with the brushes. And it's not as powerful, but it's adequate, and the good thing you earn from it is that you can paint in 3D. I think that's the number one thing. So, welcome Thomas. I'm glad you're here actually. So for those of you who are new actually, I'm just going to quickly give you a quick rundown of what this is. Basically we ask questions, we give answers as a hive mind or as a group. I'm kind of like a curator or a person who takes the initiative to throw out questions or explore a topic or to teach a topic or answer questions if no one else does. And sometimes if there's art or a music video or something you guys want to review or critique, or even your own personal art, and you want a group of people to take a look at it and share their opinions, then feel free. So I'm going to log this question for later. Slink, what is the best 3D software except Blender? Other than Blender? Oof. Okay, well, I have a strong opinion about that for later. But so my next question is, okay, so can we use grease pencil in 3D space? We're using photo bashing for concept art. So my first question was the VSC good for making a mood board? Well, yeah, it's kind of nice, especially with the unfurling of scripts automatically, which I have not seen in any other video editing software where you can like throw in a fountain script and just click of a button, unfurl it, and then edit it. On top of that, you can also click another button and it will create scenes, 3D scenes, which I have here. In the scene view, I have all my scenes ready to be populated with the assets and the datas and the cameras and everything, ready to be rendered all in a sequence from the video sequencer editor, so that I don't even have to write scripts to render out each shot. And it was a click of a button, literally, and then I just edited the shots and the scenes and renamed them and everything so that they would fit to the music. So I find the VSC is kind of good for scene management because of that, because now I can go into like the first scene, and here it is with all the assets, and I can start building it however I need, set up the cameras, and then flick back to the animatic and see it in the viewport if I need to. So it's all in one place, so it's a little bit easier, and also if I need to, I can link in any data, any animation data or any camera data or anything into these scenes from other users. So that's going to be useful. Okay, so the next question is grease pencil. Okay, let's save this because so far so good. My technique of using these images here is working okay for a mood board. So that means I can like use it for planning out my shots and ideas and think things through. Alright, so Angel has used Paint 3D for a similar concept for your painting and doing concept art and 3D photo bashing, I suppose. So I'm going to take one of these shots that I find really interesting. For example, okay, if you were here last week, I kind of walked through the shot here of this animation that I'm working on. Basically, at the beginning, we start at the planet. I'll walk through from here. So we zoom in, we go into a city, and we check out and see what is the city from space, going through clouds and everything, to the point that we learn about the city, and what is the city, and how is it made, and where is the place. So we do like a couple of establishing shots for a few seconds. And then from there, we start building in, we go into the front of the club, and then it's all like this big electronic disco festival thing with lights and lasers and sounds, and like the guy's pushing buttons on his controls, and he's being a DJ, and he's doing his stuff, you know. And then from there, he sees someone in the crowd that kind of picks his eye up, or like, he's like, who is that person? and then he shuts the party down, and then the people all get really angry at him. So basically that's the next part of the shot, and then with the lights turned off and everything, he walks off the stage. So once he walks off the stage, he goes into the street in kind of a film noir kind of concept, where he just walks through, and we realize that the streets are pretty grungy and like slummy and overrun by advertisements and whatever. So he does his, and he kind of like, it's a big metropolis, but he's having a bad time. So once he's having a bad time, he kind of leaves everything, and then he reaches a moment of despair. So in despair, there's a montage where he realizes that his life just goes from bad to worse. He loses his job inside the office, or his manager. He loses his girlfriend. He loses his rent. He can't pay his rent. He has to pick up a job, sell his soul to advertisements, and work in a factory practically. His contract burns up or whatever. So it's a montage, so it's going to be easy to animate. It's mostly just the art style they'll be focusing on. So once he's in the factory, he reaches his despair, and he's all sad and everything, using these images that I've found. Here we go on to the moment where he finds a robot. He sees a robot outside in the sunlight, kind of like the sun comes down into the streets through these arches or something. And there was one image that really spoke to me. Which one was it? Yeah, I think it was this one. But he sees a robot, and this robot talks to him in the distance, or calls to him, beckons to him. And then the robot transforms, which is this robot over here, which I have some ideas already scanned up. I'm still not sure how it's going to be. But then he sees the robot. Oh, I also have some images of the characters and everything. Well, not mine, but the idea is okay. So I'm going to build off the Giants of Shoulders, and yeah, I'm not sure about copyright. I'm not going to use any single one of these images. I'm just feeding my mind. As they say, a good artist is a good thief. And it's the way that machine learning works. The more images you feed it, the more accurate or the more creative it becomes. So just like artificial intelligence using machine learning iteration and neural networks, you need to iterate your brain and how you think by feeding it. So if you don't feed your mind with life experiences or references or other people's work, or build off other people's inspiration, or mix and match and work different colleges, if you don't have a healthy, fat-fed mind, then you can't build something new and creative. So he's in the junkyard, and the robot pulls him into the junkyard, and from there he kind of like sees an opportunity. There we go. Like, one person's also made this kind of concept. I thought it was really cool. So he sees an opportunity, and he imagines him getting away from the planet in a dream to go to like this fabled moon colony or something, where people dancing in zero gravity and just orbit in like a futuristic environment in a beautiful city, and where he's free and rich and famous for the music, as he's, a second life, second opportunity. So that's his vision. Then he imagines, he sees a spaceship, imagines it taking off, and starts to repair it with the robot, and the robot starts to repair it. I haven't got too many references here yet because I'm still working it through. And then they hustle, and they get discovered by some bad guys, and some bad guys want to chase them down, and then they're about to take off, and the bad guys is about to take off, but then the strange lady that they saw in the club shows up and freezes time, because she's kind of like an angelic alien creature that's kind of keeping on tabs on this dude. Plot twist, exactly. So this is an animation I've been working on, or starting to work on, and I'm trying out these techniques to do it. So my first question, which is question number 3. Yeah, you like the story? Good. I've written it 7 times already, so far so good. But the unfurling into the VSC has been a huge time saver, because in like a couple of hours I could re-edit everything camera per camera. without a problem before even drawing and designing anything. And I could like take out cameras, set up my scenes, already having a pipeline set up, ready to link in data how I need it, and start drawing things exactly how I want them to be. So now I'm in the mood boarding stage and the concept art stage, which was nice and quick. I'm quite happy about that. So let's explore the grease pencil. You guys ready? Cool. Before I begin, I'm blind in this, so this is kind of like a trial and error. I just know the concepts of grease pencil, and I'm just going to try out some techniques. But if you have an idea or any experience or any articles or information about how to do this, better Discord stream resolution. Hey, kinda drunk, how are you? If you want, I am streaming to my Twitch. You could watch there if you want, or onto YouTube. So just right click on my Discord user and go to the profile, and you could, I think there's a link to this stream. I think, let me just confirm my microphone is working there. Yeah, it's working, cool. No subs?
No, Twitch is not up.
It's not up? Why? Okay, let me just confirm, yeah? Logging in. Loading. YouTube is fine? Okay. Okay, so I will turn off Twitch.
Twitch says error 1000. Video download was canceled. Try again later.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off